going on, people? Welcome to today's video. I hope you are all doing well. Today we've got a jam-packed day. I'm going to be answering your most common asked questions, as well as doing a workout this morning, a bit of strength and conditioning and a little bit of mobility. And we've also got a 12-mile run this afternoon where we will be recceing a route for an upcoming charity event. So stay tuned. Let's get into the video. Let's go. So guys, that's the bike set up. We're ready to go for our first cardiovascular session of the day. And the first question I want to answer for you that I get asked all the time is all to do with how much training should you be doing on a daily, weekly basis. Now, there is a point where you can do sort of too much and it can start having a negative impact on your fitness and your overall health and definitely your recovery. So I would suggest if you are going to the assessment center, you're going into basic training, you look to train at least sort of 4 times a week. And when I say train, I mean a mixture of cardiovascular fitness, so something like the bike, which I'm going to do right now, or running, or rowing, or swimming, whichever cardiovascular that suits you, and some sort of body weight or resistance training to help you build muscle on the body. This will put you in good stead for your basic training. Now, if you're going something like paras or marines, then you might want to sort of add another one in there just to make sure you're fully fit and ready to go for that vigorous sort of training. And the way I like to do my training, guys, is I follow something called the 80-20 rule, which basically means 80% of your training is done at a low heart rate, nice and steady, and you can hold conversation. The other 20% is sort of balls to the wall, high intensity, pushing that threshold and making sure that you are getting faster at your running, or you are getting stronger at your sort of strength training exercises. So just something to think about. 4 to 5 training sessions a week definitely is going to be enough, and a mixture of strength and conditioning in them workouts will put you in really good stead for your basic training. I'm going to jump into my sort of recovery session now, and then I will catch up with you guys in a little while. Okay guys, so first workout of the day done, 15 minutes on the bike, nothing too strenuous, just getting the muscles nice and warm so we can stretch off. The next question I want to answer for you guys is based around the army appeal process. This is the most common question I get by far throughout this whole video. Should you appeal a certain condition? Now, the brutal answer that I'm going to give you is if you have multiple cases of a physical or mental issue, then you're going to have a very hard time of getting it overturned. So for example, if you have multiple cases of going to the doctors with a bad knee, a bad back, a bad shoulder, whatever the sort of place on the body it is, you are going to have a very tough time getting it overturned. And likewise, if you have got multiple cases of mental health, something like depression, anxiety, self-harm over a period of time, you are going to have a very hard time getting the medical overturned with an appeal, because what they are seeing is a pattern of poor physical or mental health. And to be brutally honest with you, they don't want to invest the time in someone or money in someone that is showing patterns of them sort of injuries or medical issues, because at the end of the day, the military is a business, and if you are unfit to take part in what they need you to take part in, their overall effectiveness as a British Armed Forces is going to be lowered, isn't it? Because you don't have boots on the ground, you are sick, and you have to be not on exercise or operations, so therefore you can't do your job role, therefore they lose money and they lose overall effectiveness. That's the brutal answer. Now, if you've got one medical issue of sort of poor mental health, that's how they class it, poor mental health, that's not my wording, or one incident of a physical injury, so you twisted your knee playing football or basketball or rugby, whatever the case may be, then definitely appeal that, guys. You can get one issue overturned. Everyone has problems in their life, yeah? One issue is not going to stop you, but you need to go to the doctors, you need to get a good GP letter and make sure that they sort of counteract what the medical has been rejected for, yeah? And like I said, one issue, you should have no problem getting it overturned with a good letter. So yeah, take that as you will, guys. Obviously, everyone is entitled to appeal, no matter how many conditions you've got or medical issues you've had in the past. Everyone's entitled to appeal, so do as you wish. This is just my sort of take on it. It's not me giving you advice on what to really do. Just do what you want and give it a crack. You never know. Let's get into our stretching. Okay, top tip number 3, do not try to stretch off with your dog in the gym review, because they will just annoy you and you'll not get anything done at all. Now, the next question I want to answer for you guys is based around the Army Reserves, Mod 1, Mod 2 and Mod 3. What is the time scale for this? So Mod 1 is based over 4 days, a 4-day weekend, and it's like talking you through the sort of Billy basics. You'll do quite a lot of lessons on the stuff that you are required to do to become a soldier. You might even get your hands on a weapon a little bit and start sort of learning them Billy basics of becoming an Army Reserve soldier. Once you've completed that, you must complete a distance learning package, which is required before you can move on to Mod 2. Mod 2, you can do it 2 different ways. You can do the full 9 days in a whack and just complete it that way, full time, or you can do it over 4 consecutive weekends. So that is probably going to suit people that have got a full-time job a lot better. So that's why they do that. Once again, once you've completed Mod 2, you are required to do a distance learning package, which you must complete before you move on to Mod 3. Mod 3 is the big one. This one is done over 16 days and it includes things like a 5-day exercise, so living in the field for 5 days. And this will be sort of rounding off your training as a basic soldier. So this is similar to a regular soldier's phase 1 training, and they'll try and cram it all in within that time. Once you've completed Mod 3, guys, that is you pretty much good to go. There may still be some little courses that you're required to do for your trade-specific training and stuff like that. So if you're an engineer, you might have to go on to trade-specific engineering courses. But if you're already sort of qualified in that area, then you may not have to. So that is it in a nutshell. Mod 1, 4 days. Mod 2, 9 days or 4 consecutive weekends. And Mod 3, 16 days. So add them all up and that is the sort of time scale. Obviously you can do these at different periods of time. You don't have to do them all one after another. You can sort of work it around your full-time job if that is what you require to do. Let's do it. Yeah. So guys, we've just finished that little 12-mile run/walk. We did it in a couple of hours. It wasn't too quick at all, however. Longest sort of run/walk I've done in a while. So it was still a little bit challenging. And that brings me on to my next sort of question. Is phase 1 challenging? And the answer is yes, it is challenging. It's going to be challenging for anybody, really. It doesn't matter how fit you are for phase 1 training. It doesn't matter how disciplined you think you are. It is going to challenge you, no matter who you are, because it is a new environment. They're taking you into their sort of place. You're not going to be used to it. You're not going to be used to being told what to do all the time. You're not going to be used to the amount of fitness you're going to have to do and the way that they're trying to mold you. And it's just going to be difficult, guys. But the thing you have to remember is that it is a process. Everyone has to go through it that gets in the British Army or the Royal Navy or the Royal Air Force, and it is a process everyone must go through, and it is definitely achievable. So stick your head down, do as you're told when you're in there. Remember, sometimes things are going to be boring and you're going to have to do things you don't want to do. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I promise you, as soon as you get to your unit or your battalion or regiment, whatever you want to call it, things get better. Things get a lot more fun, you get a lot more freedom, and you don't get treated like a child as much. But you just got to hang in there, go through the process and get to the other side. And it's definitely worth it, because there's a lot of opportunity, especially right now in the British Armed Forces. Morning guys, the time is now 6 o'clock and I'm going to drop a little bit of advice for you because a lot of the sort of geographic that watch my videos are around about 16 to sort of 24, people that are going through the application process. Pretty obvious, that's most of the people that are joining the army around about that age, or the Navy or the RAF. But what I tend to find with people around about that age, and this is not everyone, you struggle to get out of bed. The time is now 6 o'clock, I'm up at the gym. If you have got any aspirations of joining the military, you need to start getting yourself up, get out of bed, get yourself to the gym. If you've got a gym membership, get yourself out for a run. Even just do a little circuit or something in your front room if that's all you can do. But get into that habit of getting yourself out of bed, getting ready for the day, and you'll feel a lot better for it, as well as improving your fitness levels. Now, I'm going to finish off this video here. We have a little bit more of advice from a question that I get asked quite regularly. The question is it worth joining the military at an older age? So maybe 25, 26, 27, them later sort of 20s. Is it worth joining the military? Obviously, you're going to be earning probably a little bit of money by then. You're going to have a job. Is it worth taking that risk of joining the military? And my advice is, it's totally up to you. If you've got a job which is paying massive amount of money, over £30,000 a year, then I would probably say no. But you could do if you were looking for a sort of active life and you're sick of sitting in a desk job or something like that, for example. But you obviously have to take the finances into account. The military in some places is not the best money unless you've got qualifications to go in as an officer. But if you are someone that's just coming out of school, maybe you're a little shit in school and you've got no sort of prospects at all, you've got no qualifications, then even if you've got qualifications, the military at an early age, I think, is a really good option for everybody. Doesn't matter if you've got 7 GCSEs at A-star or no GCSEs, there is opportunities to do a lot of things. Even if you just do a few years like myself, I did 6 years, 6.5 years, and from them 6 years you learn discipline, you learn punctuality, you learn all them core skills that any employer would want, as well as getting a lot of qualifications. So yeah, I'm going to finish this video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.